Okay, so anybody who's listening, welcome back. This is the second installment of Once Upon a Time in the New Republic. And we're talking about The Mandalorian Chapter 2. I'm trying to think of a good title for this one. I was thinking, go ahead.
This Chapter 2 actually had a title.
Oh, did it?
It's called The Child.
The Child.
So that pops up
At the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
So the first one only said Chapter 1.
Well, the first one only said The Mandalorian.
And then it said Chapter 1, right?
No. It just popped up the title.
Yeah.
This one said what?
Chapter 2,
The
Child.
Then the Child. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched it a couple times and I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Damn. So what do you guys think of this one?
I thought it was good. I mean,
some apprehension in the room.
yeah. I don't know. It just seemed the whole Jawa thing just it seemed like that was the whole episode was just fucking with Jawas, and I was like, oh well, I guess we don't really have that much info about Jawas.
Okay. So this is like a pet peeve of mine when it comes to episodic television, especially network television. At the end of this episode, he's no better off than he was at the beginning. There's no change whatsoever. Yeah. It's just like dicking around for an entire episode.
Well,
we learn a couple things, but that's it. You know, realistically, it's just like, damn, they just drove around the parking lot for an episode.
Maybe they realized they signed Nick Nolte up for 2 episodes instead of just the one.
I mean,
needed to write something in there.
We did see him take off from the planet, right?
Yes.
And he flew away into space. So realistically, he has left Nick Nolte behind.
Yes. Yeah.
The third episode will start with somebody shoots at him and he crashes back on that fucking planet again. God damn it!
I have spoken.
Yeah.
So
you cannot leave. I have spoken.
I actually liked this episode, but it was a filler one. It's comedy.
But I mean, damn,
but
they're only doing 8 episodes. Do we really have time for a filler? That kind of distresses me and makes me think, oh man, maybe they really don't have a plan. Maybe there isn't like a really good story. Maybe they're just gonna dick around for 8 episodes. That would suck.
Yeah. I mean, there was the big reveal, I guess, at the end, which everybody kind of already, I guess.
Big reveal?
Well,
what, that he was force sensitive?
Force sensitive, yeah.
Okay, so without going in any kind of order, you're going to bring up the Force. Okay, yeah.
So I was just doing like a broad...
Well, but I mean, he can use the Force, but the first time you see him hop out of the egg is when Mandalorian is trying to suture his wound or whatever, and little Baba Yaga is walking over like he's going to heal it.
Mm-hmm. Now,
so that got me thinking about, okay, can Jedis use the Force to heal a wound? And then that got me thinking, in Star Wars, period, no one really gets wounded. Pretty much anyone who gets shot with a blaster
dies.
Dead. And then
dismemberment.
And then if somebody hacks your arm off with a lightsaber, it basically cauterizes the wound, except for in A New Hope in the cantina when Obi-Wan does it. There's blood on the ground, and it's like, what the hell? But anyway, we'll let that slide. But yeah, I mean, no one's injured. Everyone's either perfectly fine or dead. So, I mean, we've never really had cause to think, oh, maybe the Jedi could heal the wound. So, I don't know. Is that just like a Force power, or do you think it's
either
special to the tree frog
I was going to say, or maybe it's some kind of ability of that race. So, because we don't know.
So was Yoda ever in a situation where somebody needed to be healed and he said, nah, and just nah? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, if you think back on Attack of the Clones when they're all in that pit, everybody's getting shot up and
in the pit.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
When all those Jedi were in the arena.
In the arena.
Oh, the Coliseum.
Okay, there's a difference between an arena and a pit. I could dig a pit, but
but I mean, a lot of those Jedi were getting shot up and sliced up. So how come Yoda didn't just go out there and here you go, here you go,
I don't know,
and be
man.
the cleric of the group?
Like in Star Wars, if you get shot, you're dead. Think about it. Leia gets winged in the shoulder in Jedi, and she's okay.
Chewie gets winged in
Chewie
the
gets
shoulder in
winged
Force
in
Awakens.
Force Awakens. But I mean, pretty much anyone who gets center mass shot's dead.
Yeah.
There's not a big call for medical staff, I guess, unless you need like a robot arm or something. But
Yeah. I mean, if not counting any of the cauterized wounds,
Right.
yeah, I'm just trying to think of one. But
no one's been injured. No one stubs their toe. Nothing. Everybody's just fine. Always fine or dead.
Yeah.
Period.
There's no middle ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no middle
or
ground.
robotic.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Or you get or it's like, well, we'll just replace that with a robot.
Yeah.
hand. So anyway, okay. So this one starts out, of course, with our man Mando walking. Now, I was gonna say something about the first episode, but I'll say it now. There's a lot of footage of this dude walking. If you took, and everybody's complaining that the episodes are short, but if you took out all the footage of the dude walking, man, would they be short.
They'd be like
Yeah.
10 minutes long.
There's just a lot of, and with everybody wearing helmets and shit or being a robot, damn, there's not a whole lot of expression and shit. It's just you're just walking. Maybe that's why it seems dull. It's like he's just walking, got a helmet on. We can't see his expression. Well, this isn't telling me anything. So anyway, he's walking through this little cavern or whatever, and you see these little alligators, right? And I really thought this was going to be like a Jurassic Parky kind of thing where they swarm him or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, 3 lizard men jump out. And
This is where I noticed a little detail. The little lizard man, when he was looking around
Right.
and then reached for his blaster, you could see him jump across the ravine in the reflection of his helmet.
Oh yeah.
yeah?
I liked
Yeah.
that. That was so cool.
Like, I didn't notice that till the second watch. I'm like, dude,
'Cause
that's fucking cool.
You saw him jump. That was an accident. You saw him jump twice.
Yeah.
It was like one. You could like see them jump.
Yeah, you saw the
in
shadow.
the sky, or the shadow.
Yeah.
And then when he turns around the other direction, you can see it in the reflection of his helmet again on the other from the other side.
huh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one neat little
It was
detail
pretty
I
cool,
liked.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if we saw this in the first episode, but we see it here. So he uses his gun and disintegrates one of those dudes.
Yeah, this is the first episode
Okay.
where we get disintegration.
Disintegration. All right. So, and one of those guys had a tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, are those just more people that are out to kill Baby Yoda?
I would assume.
Or, well, I tried to look at the way it shows the tracker pointing and the way he looks at it. So I was assuming that when he looks at it, it's pointing towards Baby Yoda. But I was thinking, has he just taken too long? And maybe is there a contract on him now, or what? But maybe that comes later. But anyway, we'll assume that tracker was for Lil Yoda. So then you get the scene where he's closing up his wound. And little man comes over to try to heal it, and he keeps putting him back in the crib.
Little Muppet.
Yeah. What did you guys think about? So now, I mean, at first he was just cute in the egg, but now he's like walking around and shit, and he's trying to move his arms and stuff, and it's clearly a puppet, but is it too puppety to where it takes you out of the moment?
No, I
don't
wouldn't
think
think so.
I don't think so either so far.
that's
I mean,
good.
they haven't really had him do a lot. There is the scene later on where he's standing there and he eats the frog and shit, but it's not
Yeah.
like he's running and shit, you
Yeah.
know? They could have like CGI'd the hell out of that and made him running around and stuff, but instead he's just clearly a puppet. So anyway, so we're cool with the puppet effect so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then he keeps trying to get out and heal Mando's arm. We talked about that. And Mando sticks him in there and puts him to bed. Closes the doors on him. And then we get another good silhouette of them. And I wrote a note here that the music in that moment seemed a bit Blade Runner-ish.
A little bit.
Kind of Vangelis-y. And I think in this episode the music's coming around. I'm coming around to the music in this one. Maybe it's just the initial first episode where I was like, this isn't John Williams. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. I hate it. But I'm coming around to it. It's it's a little better. So, yeah, I guess he walks over the hill and he sees his ship and it's all tore up because of the goddamn Jawas. I fucking hate Jawas. Okay.
Martini!
Okay, so like we talked before, we don't know what planet this is. Okay? We don't know what any of these planets are. But here's Jawas, like we've seen on Tatooine. And and they're in a damn sandcrawler, just like we saw on Tatooine. Are we supposed to assume this is Tatooine, or is it just that there are Jawas scattered across the galaxy, and on every planet they have the same sandcrawler, and they always wear the same clothes? These ones do have red eyes, though. And in the original trilogy, they had yellow eyes. So is this supposed to be like a different breed of Jawa? Does that mean they're Jawas from a different planet? But if there's different species or a subset or something like that, why do they have the same damn sandcrawler?
Yeah.
Couldn't it have been a little different? I mean, damn. Anyway, maybe I'm just overanalyzing this shit too much. But, you know, with Star Wars, everybody analyzes the hell out of it. So you got to kind of expect that.
Yeah.
Are they being lazy or what? I don't know. Okay, so the Jawas. He shoots a couple of them, and this is kind of the start of. Well, I'll bring it up later. Okay, I don't know if this is the time to bring it up, but this is where I kind of start noticing it, a thing. So he chases it. So he shoots a couple of them, and then he runs down there, and they all jump in the sandcrawler and they drive off. And he climbs up on it, and he does his Indiana Jones action sequence where he's trying to climb up, and they're scraping the rocks and all this kind of stuff. And he finally gets up to the top, and then 12 of them electrocute his ass, and he falls back off.
Can I point out a couple?
Go ahead.
Just because we're talking about the sandcrawler.
Right, the sandcrawler.
Him kind of, you know, trying to get up the side of it reminded me of Return of the Jedi. When Luke was...
The sail barge?
Yeah, when Luke was climbing it. And, you know, there were people, you know, poking out the side of it. And, yeah. It reminded me of that. Not good or bad. I just, you know.
Yeah.
And then also, a question I had, because I couldn't think of another instance, and I could be wrong. Is this the first time in Star Wars that we've ever seen a sandcrawler in motion?
No. You see it in A New Hope in motion.
But from a distance, right?
No, you see it kind of go over a rock type thing and stuff, and it's not too far away.
Okay. Maybe it was just the amount of detail they put into this one that made me think of it different. Like you could actually see like the tank little tread things moving around and all. I don't know. It was cool to see like close up detail of a sandcrawler, you know.
So like we're almost at this point. I'll bring it up then. So he has his action scene. They knock him off, and that egg follows him. I guess he controls it with one of his gauntlets and stuff. So little baby Yoda just follows him everywhere. But eventually, I guess he wakes up and he takes baby Yoda back to Nick Nolte's place, and Nick Nolte's got nothing but smart ass comments for him and shit. So anyway, he tells him, you know, the Jawas fucked up my ship, and he said, no, they just took some stuff. They never destroy shit. They just borrowed stuff or whatever. And he's like,
don't destroy.
And he's like, well, you know, you gotta trade something to him to get your parts back, and this is what just annoys the fuck out of me. You know, I'm with Mando. I'm like, that's my shit. They stole it. Why do I have to give them a damn thing? I'm just gonna go up there and kill all of them and take my shit. Screw those guys. But Nick Nolte's no, we gotta go trade with them. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Nick Nolte's all about peace. So
yeah, well, how about the ruffians that are stealing shit in your peaceful valley, man? What a shitty place if you're just gonna get carjacked. I mean, damn. So anyway, and this is where Baby Yoda eats the frog. So the next day, Nick Nolte and Mando take this floating sled out to the Jawa place, and at this point, I was like, okay, when they sit down next to the sandcrawler and stuff, that looks like a practical set. They probably had to build that. They didn't have anything left over from A New Hope or anything. So they probably built that damn thing for the episode, which seems like a lot of money, but I hope that doesn't mean that we're going to see the Jawas again. I'm so over those guys, man. So he's got to trade something. Oh no, you want to talk about the?
Yeah. Okay.
Your Jawa sucks.
So when he's talking to them about trading stuff, he's like, "That's my stuff. That belongs to me." But he stutters over the words, and one of them goes, "Man, your Jawa isn't very good. You sound more like a Wookiee." So I love the part when he goes, "Well, do you understand this?" and just pulls out the flamethrower.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have done that as soon as I got to the top of that sandcrawler, but we need to pad out the episode.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah. So he's got to trade something, and at first they want his armor, and Nick Nolte's like, "Oh, you're crazy. He's Mandalorian. You can't give his armor." So then they want Baby Yoda, and he's like, "Get the hell away from him." You know, it's just like, man, these guys, they don't care. They just want shit. You know, they just want to take shit. What a bunch of dicks. Anyway, so Nick Nolte's like, okay, well, there's got to be something. So they have their little powwow, and then they come back with
the egg.
Suga! 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 Yeah, so they want this Suga. And as soon as they say it, Nick Nolte's like, oh god, you know. I guess they've sent people for the egg before, or he knows all about the eggs or whatever, but we don't know what's going on. So anyway, Mando has to go get this egg for these dickheads. And he takes Baby Yoda with him. I'm like, damn, he didn't trust Nick Nolte enough to watch him? Nope. You're coming with me into the mouth of danger.
Yeah, you're connected to my Bluetooth gauntlet here, and I don't want to disconnect.
He could have programmed it to say, stay here, you know, something. But nope. He takes him with him. So there's like this cave type lair thing that he goes down, and he's got this cool. We see this cool little flashlight thing that pops out from the side of his helmet. I went back and rewatched a couple times to see if you don't see him take it off his belt. You don't see him take something and attach it. I guess it just pops out the side, which is pretty cool. We get some cool lens flare off of it anyway. So then he's kind of rooting around in this cave, and it just looks like it's all dirt until he comes upon this one spot that is an eyelid, and it opens up. So then there's this damn monster, right, that's chasing his ass. And what did you say it is?
So, according to the soundtrack, it is called the Mudhorn.
Mudhorn.
But I'm gonna call it the Mudceratops because that's more interesting.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, "Hey, it's a crumplehorn snorkack or some shit." But anyway,
I thought of that one of the monsters from Attack of the Clones. The one
So did I.
The one that attacked Anakin.
Yeah.
but that okay.
But that was much bigger. And
we
it was
were talking
also
about
red.
this, but it was like skin. This one's hairy, but Nate's like, "Well, there's different species and different kinds of bears. Maybe this is a grizzly." And
Yeah,
that's a polar.
I was like,
don't
yeah,
know."
they're like different kinds of grizzly. You got the grizzly. You got a
A polar bear.
Yeah, you got polar
brown
bear.
black bear.
Yeah, you got all sorts of
Sun
different
bear.
bears. So you got all sorts of different bears. So why not have all sorts of different blank horns or blank ceratops?
Anyway, okay, so he fights this thing. All right. And I thought it was cool that the fight was in the mud. I thought that just added a whole element to it. I was like, yeah, cool. It's cool that this is in the mud. It would just suck if it was just in the dirt, you know. But, okay, so this is where, I thought about bringing this up before, but I'm going to do it now. So, he's had Baby Yoda with him for the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Yoda sits there and watches him disintegrate the lizard guys.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Yoda sits there and watches him disintegrate some Jawas.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he's fighting this big monster thing.
Mudceratops.
And the Mudceratops. And it's kicking his ass. Okay. Pretty easily. His armor's getting all bent and fucked up and broken, and it's like all of his weapons are getting knocked away and they're breaking and shit.
His rifle jams.
So he's basically fucked. And I guess Lil Yoda sees him as his protector, so he's looking out for him and stuff. So right when this thing's about to charge and super kill him, he pulls out his knife and I guess he kind of got his head down and he's like, this is how I go. This is how I go. And the thing charges at him, but then it kind of stops because little Yoda levitates it, right? And I don't know if that's just to calm it down for a second or whatever, but he sets it down and the thing just kind of, instead of starting to charge again, is like, oh, okay, I'll just stand here. And Mando walks up and stabs it with this tiny ass little fucking pocket knife, and the thing drops dead instantly. Now, was that shit poisoned or what?
I'm gonna assume it was poison.
I mean, this thing's massive. It's the size of a bus. And he sticks this butter knife in it and it drops dead. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But obviously, okay, so Yoda was always about the light side and everything like that and all, you gotta be good and you can't, blah, 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 blah. And so here's a baby version that I guess is kind of cool with him killing shit and being, well, this guy looks after me. If I can help him kill some people or disintegrate some shit, I don't care. I'm morally ambiguous. I'm a toddler. I don't give a shit. I was just like, damn. But he's always watching. Every time you see him fighting people, Yoda's watching him. And he's just kind of he's taking it all in, and I'm like, I guess he's cool with it. Yeah, kill him. Yeah, all right. That just seemed kind of weird to me. I expected him to levitate the monster and then kind of make some eye contact, do some sort of mind control, and the monster would just kind of walk away and fuck off. And he'd be like, okay, go get your egg. But no, he just picks it up so it'll calm down, and then Mando just kills it. And I was like, wow. All right, then. Little moral gray area there with Baba Yaga. So anyway,
there's a part in that scene when he's fighting the Mudhorn,
right,
when he does the grappling hook thing and it drags him around.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of reminiscent to that moment in Attack of the Clones when Jango does the same thing and gets pulled all through the arena.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was kind of had been a desperate last-ditch attempt at something, because if you're going to hook yourself to the damn thing, what do you expect for it to drag you around? There was a part in that fight where the lights behind him or whatever, and you could see through the bottom of his visor, the black part that comes down. So it's see through the whole visor thing. There is that is like tinted glass. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool.
I really enjoyed the shot of him in the mud, like all mud covered.
Yeah.
Just that bird's eye shot of him.
Yeah.
Just laying there.
You see that quite a bit. You saw that when he fell off the sand crawler.
Yeah.
He was laying there. He got his ass kicked this entire episode, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's beating the shit out of him. So anyway, so the monster's dead, and Baby Yoda falls asleep. He's exhausted from lifting this thing up for 5 seconds. So Mando goes down back in the pit and digs out this big hairy beach ball, and we get some good lens flare. So then we cut back to Nick Nolte and the Jawas, and they're all pissed off. They're like, what the hell? He ain't going to show up. And they decide to leave. And they start to close the door, and he comes over the horizon, of course. And he's like, I got the egg. And he's carrying, like, bits of his armor and shit that's all broken. And so we were talking about this earlier, where the Jawas started to close the door. Wouldn't have been a bitch if we have to let it go up all the way before we can open it again. It can't stop halfway, but it opens up pretty quick, and they all run down. Oh, Suga. So he hands them this furry Cadbury egg, and one dude just chops the top off of it, and they just dig in right there with their gloves and everything, and they just eating this yolk. It's ugh. So anyway, I'm like, damn, you're wasting half of it. Why don't you pour it out in cups and you guys could make an omelet or something. Yeah, the damn nasty ass Jawas. So anyway, I guess after they wash their hands, they give him all of his parts and shit back, which conveniently piles up and fits on that sled. And so they tow it back to the ship. Okay. Now, this was kind of funny. You said something about it the first time we watched it. Mando's like, oh man, this is so much work. It's gonna take forever.
Oh, yeah.
And Nick Nolte's like, well, it'd go a lot faster if you quit bitching, right? And he turns the light on. And as soon as the montage starts, Nate was like, oh, if they fix this thing overnight, because he's like, it'll take days. He's like, well, it'll take less time if you quit bitching. And then the montage starts, and Nate's instantly like, oh, if they fix this overnight. Oh, bullshit. And sure enough, man, as the sun's coming up, they've spit polished the last little bit, and it's like done. It's like, what?
This is a massive fucking shit, man. And they just tore it to the bones.
It's funny because in that montage, the scenes overlap and the opacity kind of, they get fuzzy. But there's like, Mando like takes this big sheet and he like pushes it up to the ship. And then he holds it with one hand and he just kind of taps on it.
He just Fonzies it
with his
onto the
fist. And it's like, yep, I guess that's good. I stuck my bubble gum on the backside, and I reckon it'll hold it there.
Hey, Mandalorian chewing gum is sticky. You ever get trapped in that?
I guess, man. That's why they wear their helmets, because they're always chewing that damn gum all day.
Yeah.
So anyway, they fix the ship overnight. And Mando's really, he's really cool with Nick Nolte, and he's like, yeah, man, I could use a crew member, I can pay you and stuff. And Nick Nolte's like, well, I want to know a little bit about his backstory. Why is he, because he's so about, nope, I'm retired. I've always wanted a peaceful life, and I'm here, and I wouldn't leave it for nothing. Well, what kind of crazy shenanigans was this guy up to before? Anyway, I just have this feeling that he's going to be back, but he turns down his offer, and he's like, okay, cool. So he's going to take off. Starts up the ship, and he's taking off. And there was a cool detail that I liked because, I think about the mechanics and the physics of this shit, and like with Luke's X-Wing, okay? There's a few instances in the original trilogy where, we all know what an X-Wing looks like. It's got the 4 engines poking out the back, right? But there's like scenes like when he leaves Dagobah and shit where that thing just takes off straight up and hovers, and there's no fucking wind blowing and nothing. And I'm like, how the hell is this thing just going straight up and shit, But if you look, when he takes off in the Razor Crest, on the bottom of the engines, there's these ports that open, and you can see where the thrust is coming out. It disrupts the air and shit. And then it picks up, and then as it starts to fly away, those doors close.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you've ever seen a Harrier or something.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the ports on the side that point down, and then it goes up, and then they can turn and shit. So I thought that was pretty cool, man, because that always bugs the shit out of me when ships just and they just fucking float away. It clearly has 2 giant rockets pointing out the ass, but it's gonna levitate up. I'm like, no, what the hell, man? That's bullshit. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. They put those engine ports on there. And then he flies off, and he kind of keeps shaking that little egg, and Yoda won't wake up, and he's like, fuck it. And he looks back out the windshield, and little Yoda wakes up. Okay. That's it, So, and then roll credits. I do like when the credits roll, you get those art cards.
Yeah, that is it.
The concept art.
Nice touch.
I think that's pretty cool. I would really like when the show's over for them to put out a book with all of those images in it.
That'd be cool.
Or at least let you buy prints or something of some of the nicer ones. Those are pretty cool. And then I always kind of go to the end to make sure there's not a extra scene or a next time on the Mandalorian, And like after the regular credits with the cards, they always show credits in multiple languages. You ever done that? You ever gone all the way in and look? It's not over the cards or anything. It's just they're just putting text on the screen.
Yeah, there's no music or card.
But it's in multiple languages, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, it went like Spanish, German.
Is that just a Mandalorian thing, or is that a Disney Plus thing?
I've not looked
it
at
may be
anything
a Disney
else.
Plus thing.
But this is an original show made for this streaming service, so I wonder if it's...
Well, maybe we should.
They just did that as a courtesy, or
Yeah, I haven't watched anything else on Disney Plus, so I don't know.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: Disney Plus and this show made for Disney Plus is going to be a global thing.
Yeah.
So maybe they're doing that just so they have one version, one platform. You just access it from anywhere, and you get the same damn thing. But like, I listened to a couple other podcasts from different countries, and like I know that in Australia they have Netflix, but it's a different Netflix. So, and like in the UK, it's different than here, so they get different stuff. So maybe Netflix has like, you know, a server farm or two for the US that has US programs, and then they have a different one for different countries, and they're accessing that shit, and maybe the menus and stuff are different. But maybe Disney Plus is just a global thing. Everybody's looking at the same thing from the same pot or something like that. So they're like, screw it, we'll make one version, we'll put all the credits on in every language, screw it. One and done.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too picky talking about the multilingual end credits. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I was like, I wonder why they're doing that. You look like you're thinking of something.
I am, but I don't want to.
What?
I don't want to like sound like a dumbass because I don't know like all of my facts.
I sound like a total dumbass just rambling about the credits.
I know. Oh man, and I don't want to totally discredit myself here as a video guy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know. So you know, the U.S. power system is different from like the UK power system.
Well, we have 60 hertz. They have 50 hertz.
And that's why there are different
frame rates.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe that has something to do with like you can't just have one like master everything, you know, because
I don't know. I mean, when you broadcast from a source. So
yeah.
I mean, you're the broadcast guy. You know about that shit. I know about different region DVDs, but I don't, I don't know how that affects a broadcast. But I mean, I just, I know that people talk about Netflix like in different countries. It's like a completely different experience. It's like a different thing, kind of thing. But I think Disney Plus is just such a global thing that maybe they're just stamping credits in all languages on that thing. Man, we have talking about these credits for 10 minutes now. Yeah. I'm tired of it. So, not a whole lot about that. I didn't have much to say. Like I said, it was just kind of a filler, boring episode where you end up at the end and there's nothing different. But
I really hope that this whole... Maybe it's just a Nick Nolte thing, but I hope that there is not a montage in every single episode.
Was there a montage in the first?
Well, yeah, when they were riding the whatever things to go find Baby Yoda.
Oh, that's right.
That was kind of like
the blurgs.
That was more like a fast travel thing, But this was like the rebuild the ship was more of a montage. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
So, what kind of letter grade are we gonna give this episode?
I don't know. I mean, there wasn't anything awful about it. It wasn't done poorly. It's just. It was a filler episode. It didn't go anywhere. And it had fucking Jawas, and I hate Jawas. And it triggered me because I hate when people try to get away with shit they're not supposed to do. So them just taking his shit and then making him pay them to get his own shit back. Just fucking, I was like, just roast him. Mm-hmm. Nate was like, and you get that scene where they're riding in the sandcrawler in the cockpit. And Nate was like, well, there's 4 or 5 of them in there. Just whip that flamethrower out, man. Kill them all. Come on. But yeah, I wish he just killed all them some bitches. But anyway. I'm
gonna say.
But what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a C-.
I was gonna say C+.
I'm gonna give it a C.
Well, there you go.
So we're right at a C. Yeah, I mean, I'm still excited about the show and the premise, and it is showing me cool stuff. It's just... Man, I would have really liked a couple episodes that really knocked my socks off and just made me like, this is the greatest. And then maybe it could dwindle a bit. Mm-hmm. And then we get some nice, cool resolution at the end where we're like, that was so satisfying. But
we still haven't got Gina Carano.
Still haven't got Gina Carano. We still haven't got Giancarlo Esposito.
We didn't really get anything.
Who else is coming? Who else is... Oh, Ming-Na Wen.
We need more Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I want to know what happens with IG-11. I mean, he left him there. So Is somebody else gonna find him? We speculated about that before, but I don't know, man. There's a whole lot of things coming up. But yeah, I was just like, man, second episode, and you just drive around the parking lot for a whole episode. Kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe they should give us a little next time on The Mandalorian, at least to tease us, Because at this point, it's kind of like, well, yeah, there's another episode Friday. I hope it's good.
This episode almost reminded me of a little D&D one shot. It's like you got the instance that ropes you in and makes you go on that quest. So the thing that brought Mandalorian in, they stripped his ship. So he's like, damn it, now I have to go see the Jawas. Now I have to go get this egg. So he's forced
it's like
to go on this quest.
It's like a D&D session where normally there's a DM and 3 other people, but 2 of the players couldn't make it, so it's the DM and 1 guy. Well, okay, here. So you wake up and someone took all your stuff, and now you have to find it, but they left you a clue. Oh, man. Yeah, that's what that episode was.
It was a D&D session.
There was like a heavy snow, and Jimmy and Bobby couldn't make it over because their mom wouldn't let them walk in the snow, so it's just me and Steve. So I did a one-shot where I made Steve have to go find all his stuff, and it was really lame, but at least we got to play. At least we got an episode of The Mandalorian, even though it was boring.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know if there's anything else to really even bring up. I brought up the whole thing about...
I think it's going to get a lot more. I think they're just taking the slow approach in the beginning, and then like the last couple of episodes are just going to be like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on.
I hope it ramps up and gets awesome, but...
when this show first started, we see Mandalorian kick a shit ton of ass.
Yeah, and the first episode, he's badass. The second one, he just
gets his
pounded.
Ass kicked.
Yeah,
it's like dude... Are you or are you not a Mandalorian? Come on now. You're the Mandalorian. Come on. But, if he's just going to get worse and worse by each episode, I'm going to be so pissed.
Dog, he's going to go back to home base, and they're going to be like, what the hell happened to you?
Yeah, his helmet's going to be all cracked up the visor. And...
yeah, his little chest plate thing was like sandwiched in half.
Up. Yeah. So, I'm sure you probably haven't had time to watch the YouTube slideshow thing I did for the first episode, but in there I put a picture that I just absentmindedly took off of a Google search and saved. But in that picture, his armor is complete and it's all Beskar and it's all shiny and shit. And I didn't really even notice it. And then
even his undersuit is different.
And I was like, oh shit, that's got to be from like the last episode or something. Where the hell did that picture get released? You know? So, yeah, that's interesting. So at least, and that worries me because I'm like, man, does he really hand Baby Yoda over and get that big pile of metal and go get his armor?
No, I think
he shows up. They torture little Yoda for a bit, and then he just goes in there and kills everybody, takes the medal.
Yeah, I was thinking like like we've all. I don't know about you, but we've all watched, me and you, we've watched gameplay of The Last of Us when Joel goes in and rescues Ellie. I think it's one of those situations.
Yeah.
When Doctor takes Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda's reaching towards Mandalorian. No, and Mandalorian just has to stand there. And as soon as they get him in the room, Mando, you just hear his holster go... and it's like, oh, shit.
Oh, I don't know. I think he would have to leave, take his medal, leave, and then be sitting in a bar. And everybody around him is partying and shit. And he's just sitting there like, damn it. Oh, did I do the right thing? I didn't do the right thing. I should go get him.
Do you think he'll have a crew by then? That way he has someone like piloting the ship with his medal in it.
No.
That way we get like 2 side-to-side adventures.
He'll take the medal straight to the Mandalorian base. So he could get his shit made and then give the rest to the foundlings and stuff.
Oh.
But then he'll be sitting there like, in his shiny armor like, man, I miss Baba Yaga. I gotta go get him. Yeah, and then he'll show up and he'll kill all those dirty stormtroopers and that Weasley doctor and yeah. But that'd be kind of a way for us to find out what they want him for. What's the big deal? How did they know he was there?
Metachlorians.
Why is everybody after him? Is it? And that was my whole thing. Is it just Werner Herzog that wants him so bad that he's hiring everybody, or are there multiple sources that want this little thing and they're all hiring bounty hunters? I don't know. What is it?
One thing I was thinking, this may be completely stupid and wrong, but what if another Jedi found out about a Baby Yoda and he hired bounty hunters?
Jedi.
Keep adding more Jedi into this thing.
Right. Thanks, Force Awakens and Last
Dude,
Jedi.
this is right after Return of the Jedi. There's no Jedis. Where the hell they been?
Well, Luke went off to train the kids.
Yeah, but there's no time for that shit.
So maybe Luke found out, oh, wow, there's a Baby Yoda. Maybe I should, no, I can't leave these kids. Maybe I should hire, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to hire some people to go after him and get him and bring him to me.
Well,
and
he
I'll pay
knows
him
the
well.
two best smugglers in the galaxy. He'd have just called them some bitches to go get him then.
Well, they're too recognizable.
Shit.
And Han's off sleeping with Leia, about to have Ben.
Well, then Chewie could go. Come on,
There
man.
you go.
Chewie's
There's
super capable.
That's our Chewie episode right there.
Now look, Chewie was in the original trilogy. He was in the prequels. He's in the new Skywalker movies. He was in Solo. He wasn't in Rogue One. But damn it, we could throw him in the fucking Mandalorian too. Was he ever in Rebels or anything?
He was.
In Rebels?
In Rebels.
No, Clone Wars. Sorry, he was in Clone Wars.
I haven't seen him in Rebels yet.
He was in one episode of Clone Wars.
Well, Rebels is what, between 3 and 4?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So between 3 and 4.
I saw.
We don't know where. Oh, well, Chewie's in prison until Han gets him out in Solo. Uh-oh. What are you digging up?
Rebels takes place after Solo.
Okay, so he could show up in Rebels.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
I saw this. Someone posted this Star Wars timeline on Facebook the other day,
cool.
so I saved it.
Well, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know he shows up in Clone Wars because I caught that episode on TV.
yeah.
Well, some of it.
I want to say
And
he's in there. I don't remember the episode, but
I know he's running around with like the troops and Ahsoka, and Ahsoka really doesn't know his importance or something like that. So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
we need some Chewie.
yeah, I mean, I said that before. I want to. They need to put him in there. There's no reason why he can't be in there. Damn it!
Yeah.
I need some linkage here, linking up.
I think we've got our Jawa fill for the rest of Disney Plus, though.
I don't
If
need
you
any
guys
more
could,
Jawas,
if they could
man.
just keep
There's
Jawa.
there's gonna be a Jawa. There's gonna be a Jawa spin-off
Yeah,
series.
Well, I told
we just
you,
know
lock
it.
the fucking Jawas
There
in
was
the
that-
Disney vault.
There was that guy in the credit in the cast page on IMDb who plays the Jawas.
In like 5 episodes.
Oh my god! Yeah, he's listed as being in several episodes, and I'm just like, oh. There was a couple Jawas in the first episode, though. That could count.
Yeah, they were just walking
That
around.
could be 1 down. And now this is 2. Well, how many did I say? 3 or 4? Oh, man. See, that just makes me think we're going back to that damn planet with Nick Nolte and those fucking Jawas.
We
Either
don't
that or
even know
going
what
to-
planet it is.
We don't even know what
Yeah,
planet
we don't
it
know
is.
any of the planets they're landing on. I mean, in the prequels, they said, like when they landed on a planet, they always did a throwaway line like, the flight to Coruscant was great. Or, meanwhile, on
Well,
Tatooine. And in Rogue One, they gave us those labels. Why can't we get labels? I mean, tell me where I'm at, damn it.
Yeah, I kind of half expected to see the little name of the planet in the bottom of the screen. Some James Gunn coordinates or something, you know.
Do they do that in the new trilogy?
They did not.
The new trilogy?
Yeah, 7, 8, 9.
But they always
No,
say...
they say 1,000 times that Jakku is Jakku.
But they never put like a little
No, I don't think they do.
stamp on the screen.
No.
That's only in Rogue One and Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Now, in the original trilogy, they tell you that Tatooine is Tatooine, and Luke says Tatooine a couple times. So we know Tatooine is Tatooine.
Dagobah system.
Yeah, Dagobah says Dagobah, Dagobah, Dagobah. We know that.
Hoth.
But, no. Does anybody ever say... Oh, Hoth system. That's right. Okay, so they do say it. That's orbiting something about the sixth planet of the Hoth system. Yeah, so you hear the word Hoth. So I'm just wondering if we all dug through promotional shit in the 70s and early 80s. Oh, look, there's a picture from the new Star Wars movie, and it's an ice planet, and it's called Hoth. No, they say it in the movie.
Yeah.
And so Dagobah, he says Dagobah, and then Bespin, they say Bespin.
They say Cloud City.
Well, okay, so then
Cloud City's on.
Yeah, but
then
they're always telling us where
I'm thinking of Jedi. They say the forest moon of Endor. Now, in A New Hope, did they ever say Yavin?
Yes.
Yavin base will be being okay. So they say, they pretty much gave you the name of every planet. They didn't write it on the screen, but you heard them.
Dantooine.
They're on
Dantooine.
She lied to us.
Even in the prequels, they tell us where we are. Like Emperor is like, you will go to the Mustafar system.
Yeah, and it's like, I will visit the cloners on Camino or wherever the fuck. And
Go and visit the Wookiees on Kashyyyk.
Oh, what about the Wookiees attack? Let's attack on the Wookiees.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Yeah. So yeah, they've done a pretty good job of that. And then in the newer movies, they put it on the screen. But here, we're just in the dark.
Are we going to have to, like, before every episode, try and find a map of the planets they go to?
I mean, like, there's no names even. Just
some coordinates. I mean, just something,
just tell... Well, you kind of have to keep track. But there's the planet it starts on, which I guess is icy.
Yes.
Where he gets the blue guy. And then he leaves there. He leaves there and he goes to the planet that Werner Herzog's on. And the Mandalorian base and stuff. We don't know what planet that is, but it seems very Tatooine-ish.
Yeah.
And then he leaves and goes to Nick Nolte's planet, which also seems kind of Tatooine-ish. So that's 3 planets so far, and we have no clue what any of them are.
Yep.
That blows. Are we supposed to... I'm just trying to think of in the lead up and any descriptions if they say we're in the Outer Rim, or are we supposed to be, in the thick of it, or...
We'll have to go back and check that.
Well, you go ahead and go back and check out. I'm just like... They need to start telling me some shit instead of just making me wonder. So, yeah. Okay, so look, he's got Baby Yoda. He's left that planet finally. We assume he's heading back to make the delivery, right? Now, everybody's pretty much saying he's going to drop him off. He's going to get paid. That's how he gets his armor. But then he's got to have second thoughts and go back for him, right?
Yeah.
You think he goes back by himself? You think he runs into IG-11 on the way and takes IG-11 with him?
No, I think he would take Gina Carano.
Yeah, but he hasn't even met her. I mean, these episodes are half an hour, dude. That's a lot of shit to pack into half an hour after you spent a half an hour driving around the parking lot.
Fucking Jawas.
I mean, come on, man. Now, I have seen some images of our boy Mando and Gina Carano, and I want to say somebody else, but they're like on the porch of like a little cabin on like a wooded planet. So I don't know if that's where
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Where they meet, or if they meet beforehand and then go there. Because there's that picture of her. It's a promo picture, but she's kind of got a weapon and she looks like she's leaning against the wall, taking cover or something. That looks really yellow and dusty like the Werner Herzog planet. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't predict when he's going to meet her or what the significance is or anything. I don't know. But I'm assuming since Ming-Na Wen is supposed to be an assassin of some sort, he does go back and get Baby Yoda. And then it's like, okay, screw that bounty shit. I want that son of a bitch dead. So they hire her to go kill him. So that's probably how she comes into it. But I don't know what the significance of Gina Carano is. And then Giancarlo Esposito is supposed to be like a Moff or something, like Tarkin, just some governor, I guess, who's still trying to cling to power.
What about Bill Burr? What are they going to do with him?
Yeah, I don't know when he's going to pop up. And I don't really know anything about his character.
I think it's funny they cast him because he hates Star Wars.
But he looks like a person, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any makeup. He's not playing an alien or some silly shit. So it'll be pretty readily available. Oh, there he is, so we won't have to guess or anything.
I just want to know who that Twi'lek is we got in the trailer.
You know who that is? That's fucking Tonks.
No.
Yeah, it's Natalia Tena. She plays the Twi'lek.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's pink, I think. She's kind of a pinkish color.
I thought she was blue.
No. The picture I saw, she looked pink. But she's kind of looking over her shoulder or making a kind of a coy face or something like that. Yeah, it's Tonks.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to when she shows up. And I don't know, maybe she runs around with Bill Burr or what. But I'm assuming there may be assassin types that are after Mando as well.
Do you think they'll... I keep saying there's going to be a crew.
Well, yeah, he's got to put the Space Avengers together at the end. It's got to be him and Gina and Carl Weathers and Nick Nolte and maybe Tonks and Bill Burr. And they're like New Republic Avengers, and they run around and they
have space adventures.
Get into crazy space adventures, and they save people whose local business is being threatened by street toughs in the neighborhood.
Hey.
Kind of like the A-Team of Star Wars.
They spray their ship black with the big red stripe on the top.
What about red with a white stripe, man? Starsky and Hutch, bitch. Anyway. Yeah, that's some things that need to happen, I guess. And we need Chewie. Chewie's got to show up at some point for something. Rip somebody's arms off.
The internet is letting me down, but I've been trying to find out how much screen time Jawas have had in the Star Wars universe before this.
So much.
Well, before, because I just got to thinking, I was
Like
like,
a whole episode.
The Jawas were in basically a whole 30-minute episode just now. Like,
Yeah.
how long were the Jawas in A New Hope?
They were in there for like of screen time totally. I think it was like 10 to 15 minutes.
Not even probably. Like out of the whole entire Star Wars universe, did we just need to give the Jawas a day? Like,
I mean, if you're gonna give any race a day, I think it'd be cool if they gave it to the Dathomirians or whatever they're called.
mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just bullshitting, but I really just wanted to point out the fact that we had an unnecessarily long time with the Jawas on this one.
Well, they're cheap and easy. You just get some short-heighted people and put them in robes. They don't
black morph suit.
They don't have to say anything on the day. They can just gesture. You're gonna put actual audio in post with. Could be one dude. Could be Bill Hader sitting in there. And they're just throwing money at him to make some Jawa lines that they paste over it. It's easy. It's quick and it's cheap and it's easy. What was the... so realistically, though, as an audio guy, you should be thinking about this. Because in that episode, okay, you got Mando, who wears a helmet the entire time. You've got Yoda Puppet, who just kind of makes some cooey sounds. You got the fucking Jawas, which are just black masks with red eyes.
Nothing to sync to.
And then you got Nick Nolte with his animatronic face on a small person. They didn't even have to capture audio that day because all the lines are going to be dubbed in post. You know they are.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, man, this episode, what a bitch to direct if you think about it. It's like... They didn't even really have to say the right lines. They could have changed that shit after the fact, man. No audio captured on the day. You don't see anybody's mouth move for real.
Yeah.
You see Nick Nolte's animatronic mouth.
That's it.
No mouths, no syncing, nothing.
I mean, I'm sure that they were talking and had
right.
like
They were delivering lines and stuff,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's just
but like
damn,
nothing that
that's-
was actually
right.
kept.
The boom
Yeah.
mic guy was no, stay home today. We don't
Yeah.
need you. We don't keep
So
wash your pink shorts and stay home.
Yeah.
So I don't need to wear my pink shorts
No,
today.
no, you can stay home, dude.
Awesome. I'm wearing my blue shorts then.
Well, wear them while you sit around the house because we don't need your ass. Damn, man. I was like, damn, man. No dialogue recording. Nope. Just unplug that shit.
Well, I had said me being a noob filmmaker, just for reference, I would have ran like a lav mic or something at least near Mando's throat or in his helmet just to get some reference to
Right.
sync it to.
A reference, but it's not necessary
No,
because
it's-
you know you're not going to use any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anything that goes into the lav mic is going to echo and sound robotic because it's in a giant metal bucket.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That just seems like it'd be hard to do or weird to do. Both. So, anyway.
Do you think they'll ever make a Baby Yoda toy?
Dude, I am shocked that they. I mean, I don't really go out a lot. I don't like wander around and shop at a mall or some stupid shit like that. But surely to Christ, man, you can't release the Mandalorian in November right before Christmas and not have
The cutest
warehouses full of those things ready to go.
the cutest
Dude,
little plush dolls.
It looks like they're putting all their money into Rise of Skywalker toys, man.
I mean, come on. How
Well-
do you not
Well, I've seen some
put those fucking things out?
I've seen some Mandalorian action figures of just the Mandalorian.
yeah. I think
But
they're
but he's
trying
not
to,
even in his shiny armor.
yeah, they're like holding tight to the Mandalorian stuff more than they are Rise of Skywalker
Dude,
now. It
as-
seems like.
As soon as Rise of Skywalker comes out and has like a 2-week run, the floodgates will open and all the Mandalorian merch will come out.
Gee, I just don't understand, man. How can you
But
how can you not have that out in the stores right now?
my friend Kyle, who's a major Star Wars nerd.
Is
Hi,
he?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
I've never heard him talk about Star Wars.
He and I always talk about Star Wars.
He's
Well, I
never
guess you're
said,
just not that important.
he's never said boo about Star Wars around me. If he was such a major Star Wars thing, you'd think he would talk to everybody in the room about it.
But anyway,
Anyway.
also as a college student, he's kind of broke. So
Oh,
hold on. He has said, if they come out with that thing, I don't care how much it is,
The Baby
I am
Yoda.
buying it.
See? Broke people who can't eat would give the left nut for a plush Yoda. Come on.
I know
Why is it
somebody
not in the
who's
store?
like that.
Why are they not in the stores? Oh, yeah, I bet I know who you know. But yeah. God, I mean, I imagine at some point, I like to buy everything online and just have people bring it to my house. But
Yeah.
at some
Same.
point, I'm going to end up in a store in the next week or two. And when I'm there, I better see those plush Yodas everywhere or a severely beaten up cardboard display that used to house a bunch of them where people fought each other to the death to get them and now there aren't any in it. But
Yeah.
at least the fact that maybe there was something.
Just find like a ripped ear off of one.
A tag or something because they do exist. They're real. I mean, how could you not? That's just such a dropped football right there. Right on the 1 yard line fumble. God bless, man. That should be everywhere.
All right, grandmothers, this is your chance. Time to crochet some baby
I
Yodas.
think I've seen. I saw like a Funko Pop that looked like Baby Yoda. I don't know if it was just a Funko Pop of Yoda.
I was gonna
But
say they all have those big eyes.
I know, but I was thinking it was actually all right. I've got this damn Chromebook sitting in front of me, and it should be. It does work. I don't know where the mouse is. Anyway,
There was never a mouse for it.
okay. I'm just gonna Google.
Baby Yoda plush.
Plush, and that sucks so bad. What else can we call the guy? We don't know his species. We don't know
We
anything.
could call it Baby Yaddle.
What else can you call him?
We could call it
So-
Baby Yaddle.
So anyway, I don't know if you've probably never heard of her, but there's this YouTube internet personality. Her name's Jenny Nicholson. she does a lot of Disney stuff, and she talks a lot about Star Wars and stuff. I want to say she had like a web show called Millennial Falcon. But in her tweets and stuff, she refers to him as Baba Yaga so that she doesn't spoil it for other people. But if you've seen it, you know what she means when she says Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to fucking call him? Okay, Baby Yoda. I've typed Baby Yoda into Google, and it says Baby Yoda meme, Baby Yoda plush, Baby Yoda toy, Baby Yoda doll. So let's
Go to plush.
And see what happens. Don't count on the Mandalorian to have any Baby Yoda merchandise before, and now you have to click the link, before Christmas. Yeah, there's not gonna be any before Christmas.
I will gladly accept a plush Baby Yoda for Christmas.
There's one thing fans are not happy about at all, and that's the total lack of merchandise for the character that fans are calling Baby Yoda.
This show is no longer about the Mandalorian. It's about Baby Yoda.
Yeah, kind of. I guess. I mean, everybody's going nuts about it.
Mandalorian, a Baby Yoda story.
Oh, I guess you can get some shit on Etsy though. $25.
Oh God.
Yeah, and it just goes to Yoda plushies. Is Baby Yoda actually Yoda? What is the Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian? Who is the baby? Who is Yoda? Yeah, I don't know, man. But that's just ridiculous. Okay, wait, here's an Amazon link. No, these are just Yoda.
Yeah, I went searching one day.
They're all just Yoda.
Because
And they're all pretty awful too.
my littlest brother loves Yoda. So I was like, oh, dude, I could so try and get him a plush Baby Yoda. But
No,
they don't exist.
Apparently, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
So, is that episode 2 wrapped? And
I think that's probably episode 2.
The child.
The child.
Or as I like to call it, Suga!
Soga.
So, Scott, where can people reach us?
Oh, Jesus. I think it's. I think if anybody actually is listening to this, other than the few views from me going to check and see if anybody has views, let's see. At Gmail, we are RazorCrestPitCrew at Gmail, and then on Twitter we are RCPitCrew. So that's about it. Right now, this shit's only on YouTube, so I guess if you're on YouTube, you've already found us there. So I got to do the SoundCloud thing, man. I've just been so busy, I hadn't even bothered to. And there's some weird shit about, like, I think you can only upload a file that's a certain size, or there's certain time lengths to your upload or something, and I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but all we had was episode 1 and that Rogue One thing, and I think the Rogue One thing is too big. 'Cause I think it's like over 4 gigs.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I don't know if I could upload it to there. I think maybe they have a limit. So anyway, yeah, and I think there's like a time limit too. I don't know. I'd have to go back and read it, but I'll get something up there. So anyway, cool. What's today? Today's Wednesday?
The
Yes, sir.
20th, yeah.
So 2 days until we get to... so interestingly enough, last time we were recording it before episode 2 had come out. And I just figured, well, at midnight of the day it comes out. But that episode didn't come out until 8 a.m., I believe, our time. So that would be like 9 Eastern maybe, or maybe it was 8 Eastern or something. But yeah, it didn't come out at midnight. It was in the morning before they finally put it up, because I was sitting on the couch and I checked my Twitter and I saw a couple links, that were fresh that said, oh, you can stream episode 2 now. And I thought, damn, I figured it would have come out at midnight or something. But I guess it's going to have an early morning release on the day. So we've got...
I'll be watching that Saturday night.
We've got like a day and a half before we can watch it again. Oh, really? It's going to be Saturday night before you can watch it?
Yeah, I've got an all-day show on Friday and then a super early flight Saturday.
That sucks.
So I'll watch it when I come home.
Cool.
Or if I don't crash on the plane, I'll watch it on the plane.
Don't talk about plane and crashing on planes and shit. Damn,
Say fall asleep.
hey,
I'm on. Hey, we're gonna get more views now because I'm on a list.
Whoa. Talk about plane crashes and shit.
Man.
Yeah. So I guess that was episode 2. We're eagerly anticipating episode 3, hoping that shit kicks off and we get some gunfights and robots and thermal detonators and all kinds of crazy shit popping off.
Self-destruct.
Yeah, shit popping off, baby. So until we watch that, we don't have anything else to say. So
Bye.
bye.
Thanks for listening. First, and then Greedo misses again, so Han takes another shot.
They just add a couple of missed shots in there.
Pew, 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 pew.
It's like it's a Pulp Fiction shootout in the cantina. Nobody hits anybody.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld comes out of the bathroom with a hand cannon.
Who are these Jedi?
Who are these scoundrels? Okay.
Are we rolling?
All right.
Are we...
I mean, yeah, I started it. I can just
Trim.
chop the beginning off and start wherever. But
Should we start doing an intro like "Welcome back"?
yeah, I was gonna do something
Okay.
like that. Did you get? How many times did you get to watch it?
I watched it once.
Just once?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got some notes. So.
I watched it a second time and noticed something. So
Oh, did you?
a little detail.
These are gonna make noise. I'm gonna have to fold these up a little bit.
It's just a little detail I noticed this morning, and I'm like, oh, that was cool.
Oh. I will also totally admit that I'm the worst microphone operator, says the audio guy. Like,
What do you mean?
I'm not, because, and I noticed it like the last time, but like I constantly just like,
Are you touching it all the time?
yeah, moving it, adjusting it, and I like as the audio guy, I like hate people like that, but I am that person.
Aww.
Just constantly like adjusting.
Yeah, I've
and,
heard
like-
it. I've heard the boom, boom, boom
Yeah.
once or twice.
So I'm gonna like set it.
That's
and I'm
you,
gonna-
huh?
My goal
Okay.
is
Set
to-
it and forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sit on your hands if you need to.
Yep.
Yes, check. That's good. Yes.
Aw.
So you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll just consider this. Do I do all this? Am I like the de facto leader, or do you guys want to do something? Or?
No, go for it, man.
Well, fuck then. Okay. Well, yeah. Everybody do your patooey.